sir. Soon as she wants to know what you'll have for breakfast in the morning.
The same.
Same as when, sir?
As this morning.
But you didn't have anything. You weren't here.
Well, I won't be here tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Was that all, sir?
Quite so.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Oh, Mr. Holmes, there's a letter for you on the table. Delivered 10 minutes ago.
Read it, Watson. There's a good fellow while I put on my dressing gown.
Dear sir.
Who thus addresses me?
James Larrabee.
And what has James to say this evening?
Dear sir.
I hope he won't say it again.
I have the honor to inform you that Miss Faulkner has changed her mind regarding the letters, etc., which you wish to obtain, and has decided to dispose of them for a monetary consideration. If you wish to negotiate, will you be at 9 o'clock at the Guards' Monument at the foot of Waterloo Place? You will see a four-wheeler with wooden shutters to the windows. If you have the cab followed or try any other underhand trick, you won't get what you want. Let me know your decision. Yours truly, James Larrabee.
Mine truly. Well, later perhaps.
What does the fellow mean?
The fellow means to sell me a base imitation for a large sum of money of certain letters that he does not possess. I shall probably buy them from him. Now, see if I have all the points. Tonight, 11 o'clock, Guards Monument. Cab with wooden shutters. No one to come with me, no one to follow. Or I don't get what I want.
Quite right. But this cab with the wooden shutters.
Oh, merely a little device to keep me from seeing where they're taking me. Billy?
Yes, sir?
Give this to the man that's...
It was a woman, sir.
Oh, young or old?
Look quite young, sir.
In a hansom?
Four-wheeler, sir.
Have you seen the driver before?
Yes, sir, but I can't think where.
Hand this to the lady, apologize for the delay, and look at the driver again.
Yes, sir?
But, my dear Holmes, you didn't say you would go.
But I certainly did.
But this fellow means mischief.
This fellow means the same.
I beg your pardon, sir. A message from the chemist on the corner to say man has been hit by his bus. Looks like his legs broke. And would Dr. Watson kindly step over and help until an ambulance arrives?
Yes, certainly. I'll go at once. I'll be back in a minute, Holmes.
Billy?
Yes, sir?
Who brought that message?
Boy from the chemist, sir.
Yes, of course, but which boy?
Must have been a new one. I haven't seen him before.
Billy, get downstairs quickly. Look after the doctor. If the boy's gone and there's a man with him, it means mischief. Let me know. Don't stop to come up. Ring the doorbell. I'll hear it ring it loud.
Yes, sir.
It's a dangerous habit, Mr. Holmes, to finger loaded firearms in the pocket of one's dressing gown.
I give you my word, Professor Moriarty, you'll be taken from here to the hospital if you keep your hand behind you like that. That's better. In that case, please put your revolver on the table.
You evidently don't know me.
I think it's quite evident that I do. Pray have a chair, Professor. I can spare you 5 minutes. That is, if you have anything to say. Careful! What were you about to do, Professor Moriarty?
Look at my watch.
I'll tell you when your 5 minutes is up.
Is it your intention to pursue this case against me?
That is my intention, to the very end.
I regret this. Not so much on my own account, but on yours.
I share your regret, Professor Moriarty, but solely because of the rather uncomfortable position it will cause you to occupy.
May I inquire as to what position you are so pleased to allude, Mr. Holmes?
I refer to the position you will occupy at the end of a rope, Professor Moriarty.
And have you the faintest idea that you'd be permitted to live to see that day?
As to that, I do not particularly care, so that I bring you to see it.
You'll never bring me to see it. Do you think that I would be here if I hadn't made the streets quite safe in every respect?
I could never so grossly overestimate your courage as that, Professor Moriarty.
Do you imagine that your friend the doctor and your boy Billy will soon return?
What?
So, it leaves us quite alone, doesn't it, sir? Quite alone, so that we can talk the matter over quietly, Mr. Holmes, and not be disturbed. In the first place, I wish to call your attention to a few memoranda which I've jotted down and which you will find... Here they are.
Look out! Don't do that! Get your hands down quickly, a little further away from that memorandum book you're talking about.
I was merely about to take out a small notebook.
Well, merely don't do it. I don't want it. Got one of my own. If you want it, we'll have someone get it for you. I always like to save my guests any unnecessary trouble.
I observe that your boy doesn't answer the bell.
No, but I have an idea that he will before long.
May possibly be longer than you think, Mr. Holmes.
What? That boy?
Yes, that boy.
At least we'll try the bell once more, Professor.
Doesn't it occur to you that he may possibly have been detained, Mr. Holmes?
It does, Professor, but it also occurs to me that you're in very much the same predicament, Professor Moriarty.
Your pardon, sir. Someone tried to hold me, sir.
It's quite evident, however, that he failed to do so.
Yes, sir. He's got my coat, sir. But he hasn't got me!
Billy?
Yes, sir?
Billy, the gentleman I'm carefully pointing out to you with this 45 desires to have us get something out of his left hand inside coat pocket, as he's not feeling quite himself today, and the consequence of his trying to do it himself might prove fatal. I suggest you attend to it for him.
Yes, sir. This it, sir? This gun?
Quite so, quite so. Put it on the table. Not there, Billy. On this table where I can reach it. That's more like it. That's all, Billy.
Shall I see if he's got another, sir?
Why, Billy, you surprise me. After the gentleman has taken the trouble to inform us that he hasn't.
When, sir?
When he made the snatch for this one. And now, Professor, now that we have our little memorandum book, do you think of anything else you'd like before Billy goes? Any little thing that you like that you don't want? So sorry. That's all, Billy.
Thank you, sir.
Listen, Holmes. To me, on the 4th of January, you crossed my path. On the 23rd, you incommoded me. And now, at the close of April, I find myself in such a position through your continual interference that I'm in positive danger of losing my liberty.
Have you any suggestions to make?
No, I have no suggestions to make. I have a fact to state. If you don't drop it at once, your life's not worth that.
I'm afraid, Professor, that in the pleasure of this conversation, I am neglecting more important business. If you'll excuse me a moment while I get my pipe off the mantelpiece here.
I came here this evening, Mr. Holmes, to see if peace could not be arranged between us.
Quite so, quite so.
You've seen fit not only to reject my proposals, but to make insulting references coupled with threats of arrest. You've been warned of your danger. You don't heed that warning? Perhaps you will heed this. Up with your hands, Mr. Holmes. Up with them, or I...
Didn't imagine I'd leave that gun loaded, did you, Professor Moriarty? Here are your cartridges. I didn't suppose you'd want to use that gun again, so I took them out while you were talking. Put them in my pocket. You'll find them all there, Professor. Billy?
Yes, sir.
Will you please show Professor Moriarty the door?
Yes, sir. This way, sir.
Don't ever say that I didn't warn you, Mr. Holmes.
Oh, no, Professor Moriarty. No, I never will. Billy, come here.
Yes, sir?
Billy, you are a good boy.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
You are listening to the Warren Theater on the air and its production of Sherlock Holmes. We pause a moment for these words from our sponsors. This is Warren Theater.
Even if you, brush in a rush, Brisk fluoride toothpaste starts instant action against tooth decay. You should brush your teeth thoroughly, but when you have to, brush in a rush. Brisk fluoride toothpaste starts instant action against tooth decay, helps strengthen tooth enamel on contact, and instantly destroys most bacteria that cause mouth odor and decay. Brisk, B-R-I-S-K, Brisk fluoride toothpaste.
This production is brought to you by the Warren Drama Boosters. The Warren Drama Boosters support the great work of our Warren Theater students through scholarships, equipment for the theater, and more. You can offer your support of the Warren Drama Boosters on the Warren Theater website to help support students in this production. We continue now with this Warren Theater on the Air presentation of Sherlock Holmes.
It was exactly 9 o'clock when Sherlock Holmes left the house in Baker Street. He had given the strictest instructions that no one was to follow him. There had been no word from him by noon the following day. We must notify Scotland Yard. I went to my window and looked after him as he went down Baker Street. A tall, thin figure in a grey ulster, walking with long, smooth steps in the direction of Langham Place. There, he entered a cab.
Ear, what are you doing, lighting matches here?
That's what I'm doing.
Chuck it.
Why should I chuck it?
There might be gas, you fool.
Ha! There ain't no gas. It's been 4 days since we had gas in the room.
Yeah, I still say there might be gas.
Did you check it?
I will. Here goes. Ready?
Give her a turn. That'll do. Turn her off.
5 minutes of that, all your troubles are ended. Here, what's that?
Bassick?
That's right, Cragen. That you, Leary?
Yes, sir.
McTague?
Here, sir.
Be careful now, boys. We got a tough one tonight.
You ain't said who, as I've heard.
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, you mean that, sir?
God's truth.
We're going to count him out?
Well, if you don't and he gets away, I'm sorry for you. That's all. The governor's here.
Not the governor himself, Professor Moriarty.
Oh, shut up.
Where's Cragen?
Here, sir.
Got your full crew?
All here, sir.
No mistakes tonight, Cragen.
I'll be careful of that, sir.
This is Larrabee.
Hello.
He's in on this job.
Hello, Larrabee.
What's that door, Bassick?
Small cupboard, sir.
No outlet?
None whatsoever, sir.
That window.
Screwed down shut, sir.
A man might break the glass.
If he did, he'd come up against heavy iron bars outside, sir.
Ha! We'll have him tied down before he can break any glass, sir.
Oh, you've used it before. Of course, you know it's airtight.
Every crevice is sealed, sir.
When the men have turned the gas on him, they leave by this door.
Yes, sir.
It can be made quite secure.
Heavy iron bolts on the outside, sir. Solid oak bars overall.
Let me see how quick you can operate them.
They'd tie a man down, sir. There's no need to hurry.
Let me see how quick you can operate them.
Leary?
Yes, sir.
That's good. Open it up. Now, Cragen, and the rest of you, one thing to remember. Whatever happens, no shooting tonight. Not a single shot. It can be heard in the alley below. The first thing to do is to get his revolver away from him before he has a chance to use it. 2 of you attract his attention in the front, the other 2 come up on him from behind and snatch it out of his pocket. Then you have him! Arrange that, Cragen.
I'll attend to it, sir.
Mr. Larrabee, you understand? They wait for you.
I understand, sir.
I give you this opportunity to sell him the packet of letters you forged and get what you can for your trouble. A few £100 isn't interest to me, Mr. Larrabee. What I am after is Holmes.
I understand, sir.
When you finished and got your money, you whistle, and these gentlemen come in. Let's hear it. Hear that, Cragen? That's right. And Cragen, at the proper moment, present my compliments to Mr. Sherlock Holmes and say that I wished him a pleasant journey to the other side. Come on, Bassick. Good night, gentlemen. Good night, Larrabee.
Good night, sir. All right, boys. Clear? When you hear the whistle, in you come.
Right you are, sir.
Leary,
Yes, sir?
get down on the corner below. Let me know when he comes.
How will I let you know?
Well, when you hear him driving up, whistle 3 times.
Very good, sir. Here, what's this? How did you get in? What are you doing there in the back? Hey!
What is it, Leary?
A woman here in the back.
Bring her in.
Come on, you, come on.
Oh, so it's you, Miss Faulkner.
It's true then.
How did you get to this place?
I followed you in a cab.
What have you been doing since I came up here? Informing the police, perhaps?
No, I was afraid he'd come, so I waited.
To warn him, I suppose.
Yes, to warn him, yes. You're going to swindle and deceive him, sell him a packet of false letters. I know that. What else are you going to do to him?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Where are those men who came up here?
What men?
3 terrible-looking men. I saw them go in at the street door.
You don't mean these men, do you, Miss Faulkner? Tie her up, boys, so she can't make a noise. Tie her up. Listen. That's him. There he is now.
What, Holmes?
That's him. That's the signal.
We won't have time to get her out.
Shut her in there, in the cupboard.
Yeah, that'll do.
In with her. Into the cupboard.
Hey, there ain't no lock on this here cupboard door.
We'll drive something in then.
Here, this knife. This'll do it.
Yeah.
That'll hold her. Now, get out. Quick. Quick! Good evening, Mr. Holmes.
Ah, Mr. Larrabee. Now, really, I certainly thought after all this driving about in a closed cab, you'd show me something new.
Seen it before, have you, Mr. Holmes?
Well, a time or two. Now that I come to think of it, I nabbed a friend of yours in this place while he was trying to drop himself out of the window. Ned Colvin, the cracksman.
Colvin. Never heard of him before.
Well, you certainly never heard of him after, I'm sure of that. A brace of counterfeiters used these luxurious chambers in the spring of '89. One of them hid in that cupboard there. We pulled him out by the heels.
Quite interesting. But times have changed since then.
Yes, so they have, Mr. Larrabee, so they have. Then it was only cracksmen, counterfeiters, pickpockets, and petty swindlers of various kinds. But now...
Well, what now?
Well, between you and me, Mr. Larrabee, we've heard some not altogether agreeable rumors. Rumors of some pretty shady work not far from here. A murder or two of a very peculiar kind. I've always had a suspicion. That's it! My surmise was correct! It is!
It is what?
This room is caulked, sealed.
What does that signify to us?
Nothing to us, Mr. Larrabee, nothing to us, but it might signify a good deal to some poor devil who's been caught and gassed in this trap.
Well, if it's nothing to us, suppose we leave it alone and get to business. My time is limited.
Yes, of course. I should have realized that these reflections could not possibly appeal to you.
Smoke? Have a cigar, Mr. Holmes.
Thanks. A good cigar this, Mr. Larrabee. A genuine Havana.
Glad you like it. Now, here's a little packet of letters, which is the object of this meeting. I haven't opened it yet, but Miss Faulkner tells me everything is there.
Suppose, Mr. Larrabee, that as Miss Faulkner knows nothing about this affair, we omit her from this discussion.
What do you mean? Who told you she doesn't know?
You did. Every look, tone, gesture, everything you've said and done since I've been in this room has informed me that Miss Faulkner has never consented to this transaction. It is but a little speculation of your own.
Oh, I suppose you think you can read me like a book.
Oh, no. Like a primer.
Well, let it pass. How much will you give?
£1,000.
I couldn't take it.
What do you ask?
5,000.
I couldn't give it.
Why, I've been offered 4,000 for this little packet.
Why didn't you take it?
Because I intended to get more.
Oh, that's too bad.
They offered 4,000. They'll give 5.
They won't give anything.
Why not?
They've turned the case over to me.
Oh, will you give 3,000?
Mr. Larrabee, strange as it may appear, my time is limited as well as yours. I have brought with me the sum of £1,000, which is all that I wish to pay. If it's your desire to sell at this figure, kindly appraise of me of the fact at once. If not, permit me to wish you a very good evening. Well?
You can have it. It's too small a matter to haggle over. Give me the money.
Certainly.
Oh, I thought you'd said you brought just 1,000.
I did. This is it.
You brought a trifle more, I see.
Quite so. I didn't say I hadn't brought any more.
Oh, you can do your little tricks when it comes to it, can't you?
It only depends on who I'm dealing with.
Here, you give me that money. Come on, quick. Hand it over.
Now! I've got you where I want you, James Larrabee. You've been so cunning, so cautious, and so wise. We couldn't find a thing to hold you for. But this little slip will get you in for robbery.
Oh, you'll have me in, will you? What are your views about being able to get away from here yourself?
I do not anticipate any particular difficulty.
Robbery, huh? Why, even if you did get away from here, you haven't got a witness. You haven't got a witness to your name.
I'm not so sure of that, Mr. Larrabee. Not so sure of it. Do you usually fasten this cupboard door with a knife?
Come away from that door!
Miss Faulkner!
Oh!
Stand back, you contemptible scoundrel. What does this mean?
I'll show you what it means, cursed quick!
I'm afraid you're badly hurt, Miss Faulkner.
Mr. Holmes, look, behind you!
Get him!
I'll have to ask you gentlemen to wait just one moment, please.
Here there, what's the idea of sitting down and writing?
What are you writing? Writing your will, I suppose.
No. Just a general description of one or two of you, gentlemen, for the police. I'm ready now.
Wait a bit. You better listen to me, Mr. Holmes. We're gonna tie you down nice and tight to the top of that table.
Why, you surprise me, gentlemen, thinking you're so sure of anybody in this room, and 3 bars gone out of that window.
Bars or no bars, you're not getting out of here as easy as you expect.
There are so many ways, Mr. Larrabee, that I hardly know which one to choose.
Well, you better choose quick, I can tell you that.
I'll choose at once, Mr. Cragen, and my choice falls on this chair.
My God, the lights! He's getting away in the dark!
Cragen, look at his cigar.
Yeah, trace him by the cigar!
Watch his cigar.
Look out, he's going for the window.
Yeah, he's up on the ledge! He's climbed up! Look at his cigar!
Get him, quick, after him.
There he goes! He's up by the window!
No, gentlemen, no. Not by the window. I'm leaving by the door. By the way, I left my cigar for you on the windowsill. Good evening, gentlemen. Come along, Miss Faulkner.
There was no news of Holmes that night, and Billy reported the next morning that he had not breakfasted at home. I had a busy morning in my office at Harley Street. It was after 11 before the last of my appointments was over, and still, no news of Holmes.
Did you ring, Dr. Watson?
Ah, Parsons, is there anyone waiting? I have to be at Baker Street at noon.
There's one person in the waiting room, Doctor. A lady, sir, and she said she wants to see you most particular.
What about?
She didn't say, sir, only she said it was of the utmost importance to her. If you'd see her, sir?
Oh, very well, I'll see her, and call a cab for me at the same time and have it wait. Show the lady in.
Yes, sir. This way, Mum. This way.
Oh, Doctor, it's awfully good of you to see me. I'm Miss H. DeWitt Seaton. Dear me, I didn't bring my card case. Or if I did, I've lost it.
Don't trouble about a card, Mrs. Seaton.
They said you were Mr. Holmes' friend. Several people told me that. Several. And they advised me to ask you where I could find him today. This morning. And everything depends on it, Doctor. Everything.
I'd go to Mr. Holmes at once.
But I've been and he wasn't there.
You went to Mr. Holmes's house.
Yes, in Baker Street. That's why I came to you. They said he might be here.
No, he isn't here.
But don't you expect him this morning?
No, there's no possibility of Mr. Holmes coming as far as I know.
But couldn't you get him to come? It would be such a great favor to me. I'm almost worn out with going about. And with this dreadful anxiety, if you could get word to Mr. Holmes to come.
I cannot get him to come, madame, and I beg you to excuse me. I'm going out myself on urgent business. I have no idea where Mr. Holmes could be. There's no possibility.
Look out!
What's that, Parsons?
It sounded like an accident, sir.
Probably nothing more than a broken down hansom. See what it is, Parsons.
If that's the bell, sir, somebody's hurt, sir.
Well,
They're wanting you.
Don't allow anybody to come in. I have no more time.
Very well, sir.
But they're coming in, Doctor.
Let the old man come in, can't you?
We have to bring him in. There isn't anywhere else for him to go.
What kind of a doctor's office is this when he can't come in when he's hurt?
The doctor can't see anybody.
He's got to come in. We can't leave him out in the street, can we?
Oh!
All right. Help him in, Parsons.
Oh, Doctor, isn't it frightful? Can I be of some use?
None whatever, madame.
But, Doctor, I must see the poor fellow.
Oh, my leg. Oh.
Right this way, sir. Be careful of the sill, sir. That's it.
It was an accident. You can't help an accident.
You can't, that's plain enough.
He was on the wrong side of the street, he was.
Now over to this chair.
No, I'll sit here.
No, this is the chair, sir.
Don't you suppose I know where I want to sit down?
You'll sit down here.
But that isn't the doctor.
Now, the doctor will have a look at you. Here's the doctor.
There.
Yes, it is a doctor. Here, doctor, you just come and have a look at this old bloke, will you? He's hurt himself a little.
Are you the cabman?
Yes, I'm the cabman.
Well, I'll have you arrested for this.
Arrested?
Arrested.
You can't arrest me.
No, I can't, but somebody else can. Where's my hat? My hat!
There's your hat in your hand. Go on, sit down.
No, that isn't my hat. I'll hold you responsible. I'll hold you responsible. Here, come back.
I can't stick around here. I've got to go and tend to me bleeding horse.
Bring the horse in here. I want to speak to him. It's a conspiracy. I won't stay in this place if I ever get out of here alive. What are you staring at me for, lady?
Parsons, tell that cab to wait for me. I must see if he's badly hurt.
Yes, sir.
Now, my friend, if you'll sit still, quiet, for one moment, I'll have a look at you.
No.
Well, stay still, will ya?
No.
And how can I look at you?
Remarkable weather we're having, eh, Doctor?
Holmes. What on earth?
How about helping me remove some of this ridiculous disguise, Watson?
Holmes, is that you?
Quite so, my dear fellow, quite so.
Holmes.
Watson? Watson! Don't let her get at that window! Look out! The blind!
What do you want me to do?
Nothing. It's already been done by Mrs. Larrabee here.
Look, Holmes, you could get out that way!
Get out
I
of my
don't
way.
think so, Watson. Foreman?
Move! Go of me!
I've got her, sir.
Good work, Foreman. Now, take this lady in charge.
Yes, sir.
Very good, Foreman. Wait for me outside.
Yes, Mr. Holmes.
Watson, my dear fellow, I regret to say that up to the present time, Professor Moriarty himself hasn't risen to the bait.
Where do you think he is?
In the open streets, under some clever disguise, just watching for a chance to get at me.
And was this woman sent in here to...
Quite so, quite so. A spy. To let them know by some signal she found me in this house. Now they know. Pull down that blind, Watson. I don't care to be shot from the street. I imagine we shall hear from Professor Moriarty very soon now.
Holmes, Mr. Holmes!
What did I tell you?
He's come, sir.
From where?
The house across the street. He was in there watching the windows, sir. He must have seen something because he just came out. And there was a cab waiting from the house, sir, and he's climbed up and changed places with the driver.
Get out again quick, Billy, and keep your eye on him.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Watson, can you let me have a rather heavy portmanteau for a few moments? I won't do it any harm.
Parsons, my large Gladstone over there in the corner. Bring it here, please.
Yes, sir. Here you are, sir. Here's the portmanteau.
Thank you, Parsons. Put it down there. Thank you so much. Parsons, you ordered a cab for the doctor a short time ago. It's been waiting, I believe.
Yes, sir. I think it has, sir.
Be so good as to tell the driver to come in here and get a valise. When he comes, tell him that's the one.
Very good, sir.
My dear Watson, in times like these, you should tell your man never to take the first cab that comes on call, nor yet the second. The third may be safe.
But, Holmes, I don't...
All right, I'm coming.
Yes, cabby. Right in this way.
This bag I want taken down to the street.
Right you are, Governor. Right you are.
Oh, all right. Goodbye, Watson. Goodbye, Watson, old fellow. Wait a minute, driver. It's pretty heavy, I'm afraid. Let me help you. Watson, I'll write to you from Budapest.
Yes, but Holmes...
There, driver. Just let me tighten up those straps a bit. There we are. That's right. I'll hold it, driver. You hold a strap. A few little things in this bag that I wouldn't like to lose.
Right you are, sir.
And it's just as well to make sure, is it not, Professor Moriarty? By means of a simple pair of handcuffs.
Ugh, blast you, Holmes! Do you imagine, Sherlock Holmes, that this is the end?
I've ventured to dream that it might be.
And are you quite sure the police will be able to hold me?
Professor Moriarty, I am quite sure of nothing. Take him away, Foreman. And so, my dear Watson, ends the strange case of Miss Alice Faulkner.
Well, what about the letters?
Oh, the letters. They were returned to their rightful owner over an hour ago. I suspected from the start that Miss Faulkner was really a nice girl at heart, and... Oh, dear.
What is it, Holmes?
I was just reflecting, my dear Watson. With Moriarty out of the way, London, from the point of view of the criminal expert, is likely to become a singularly uninteresting city. One's morning paper a veritable wilderness of boredom.
Mr. Holmes! Mr. Holmes!
Yes, Billy?
It's a lady, sir. Been waiting for an hour. Says she's got to see you. Case of murder, she says. And she's got her face veiled.
From which I deduce that she is a lady of over 41 and less than 45, of strange, dark beauty and considerable social eminence, and that she has lived for some years in the Near East, and that she is now wearing a large blood ruby on the second finger of her left hand.
Holmes, how do you know these things? It's amazing.
Elementary, my dear Watson, elementary. The child's play of deduction.
Again tonight, Warren Theatre has brought you Orson Welles' adaptation of William Gillette's Sherlock Holmes, directed by Adam Miller. In the cast, Dr. Watson, played by Josh Ostad, Ellis Faulkner by Rachel McCullough, Madge Larrabee by Annie Serdar, James Larrabee by Charlie Plumhoff, Inspector Foreman by Mackenzie Volker, Cragen by Becca Katz, Bassick by Giovanni Tate, Leary by Andrew Schulian, Parsons by Claire Vinisnik, Billy by Lindsay McCormick, Driver by Clover Beatty with Maddie Williams, Professor Moriarty, played by Lulu Damon Davis, and Sherlock Holmes by Wilson Hines. The Foley team was conducted by Vaughn Irving and consisted of Kelsey Ellman, Ava Miner, Patricia Suter, Audrey Usher, Trinity Smith, and Luke Pitt, with Becca Katz, Annie Serdar, and Josh Ostad. The crew was managed by Jamie Crepin and stage managed by Gabby Gavada, with Violet Harrison and Will Wodak. The crew is Renee Rissman, Sophia Runyon, Danica Escobar, Kivante Jackson, and Philip Kim, along with Leo Acosta, Jack Pollack, Nora Lacey, Lindsay Prims, Silalia Barra, Daniel Michaelick, Jenna Petticord, Adriana Collin, and Chase Dolphin. Your announcer is Noah Adrian. This has been Warren Theatre on the air.